Hi, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome once again to Ophelia Boma's page. I am a clinical health psychologist practicing in Ghana, and I'm here to provide you the steps, okay, of how to get yourself registered or licensed to practice in Ghana. In my first video, I explained the educational background you need in order for you to be accepted by the Ghana Psychology Council to practice. In this video, I'm taking you through the licensing, okay. So first, your education, you need to complete a bachelor's degree in psychology or a related field. You need to complete a master's or MPhil in clinical psychology, and this must be accredited by the Ghana Psychology Council and the National Accreditation Board. I'm saying this so that you will not find yourself wanting in the future. Always check for these facts, okay? You need to also understand that the program must typically include your coursework, your practicum hours, that is 300 first semester or second semester, making 600 hours in clinical setting, right? And lastly, your research, which is your thesis or your dissertation. Number two, internship, and it must be supervised practice. So some people would choose hospitals or schools depending on what they want to specialize in. So I chose a clinical setting because I wanted to work in a clinical setting as a clinical health psychologist. Okay, there are school psychologists, sports psychologists, organizational psychologists. It depends where you want to specify. And so, after you are done with your master's program, you need to complete a 1 year internship program. It must be supervised, okay? And it must also be recognized by the Ghana Psychology Council as well. Your internship must cover number one, psychological assessment and testing. You need to learn what psychological assessments are, mental health status examinations are, diagnosis, case formulation, and even testing. Okay. Number two, therapy and counseling interventions. That is why you need to be supervised. So GPC will only allow you to have your internship at a setting where there's a senior clinical psychologist who is experienced and can supervise you and mentor you or teach you in the process. So you will learn about therapy or counseling interventions and then case formulating and reporting, like how to formulate case or how to diagnose case and how to even write a psychological report. Number four, professional ethics and conduct. You see, these are the principles that guide our profession. And so during the internship period, this is the time you use to learn all of this. And you need to also have a logbook. GBC will provide you a logbook. I remember I was given a logbook, I was given some evaluation reports or yeah, assessment forms for my supervisor to fill in and then write a whole lot about me. This will be assessed and evaluated by the GPC. Like I was saying, you need a logbook to record in your cases, your interventions, and any comments you may have at the end of each session. Now, it will also include clinical hours of 600 expanded for the whole year, okay, because this is what will be required for you to get your license. Number three, application to the Ghana Psychology Council. What are the processing of applying to Ghana Psychology Council for your license? Number one is to apply formally to the Ghana Psychology Council for registration. You need to register, and I would always recommend you that you should join the Ghana Psychological Association. Even if you're a student, be part of the association, pay your dues, join in and volunteer in programs. You can even vie for a position or something like so you can get more information and connect with like-minded people. And so what you need to submit to the Ghana Psychology Council is number one, your academic transcripts and certificates, original copies, okay? Number two, internship logbook. The logbook you were given at the beginning or at the start of your internship was signed by your supervisor. And I'm telling you this, you need to sign on every page of that logbook. What I did was I had a soft copy of it. I was entering my cases through the soft copy, everything, and at the end of my hours or at the end of my 1 year period, I printed the book out. It was huge. And I had to sign on every one piece of paper in that logbook. And my supervisor had to sign as well. Number three, you need a proof of identification, either your national ID, passport pictures, recent up to date passport pictures, not less than 3 months, no, not less than 6 months. All right. And you also need to write a report. You need to attach a report, what you have learned, okay, at your clinical setting. Your mistakes, your corrections, your weaknesses, your stress, like everything. You write a report attached to it and then take it to the GPC. And number five, fees and processing registration. I think you need to pay close to 750 Ghana cedis. I'm not sure, but I think you need to pay some fee. It's not more than 700 Ghana cedis. I don't know of now, but my time I didn't pay more than that. Okay. And if you are a Ghanaian, a citizen, that's how much you pay. But if you're a foreigner, you pay more than that. Okay. You can also find them on the Ghana Psychology Council.government.gh website. If you go there, there's a lot of information that you can learn from. Number four, licensing and maybe interview. Okay, so when you apply and you take in your documents, evaluation forms from your supervisor and your logbook and all of the things that I have mentioned, the items that I have mentioned to GPC, they'll give you time, maybe 3 weeks or 1 month, okay, to work on your documents because they need to be diligent in what they do, and so they do investigation, follow up, and things like that. With the license, you may be required to have an oral interview or a written licensing exams. All right. So when you go there, they may ask you some questions and all of that. They may ask you some questions to like kind of formally interview you, your experiences, what you learn, where you decide to go, why you're choosing the questions like that. And it's just going to be very formal and like a conversation, okay? And they are going to assess clinical knowledge and practice. So after you present your documents for licensing, okay, they'll call you, or even when you present these documents, they're gonna have some assessment with you, and they're gonna assess number one, clinical knowledge and practice. Okay, so with the licensing or interview, it's very formal. They just want to know, okay, what are your experiences there? What's your knowledge you've gained over there? How was your practice? Questions like that. Number two, ethical standards and professional conduct. Okay, I remember even in school you will learn this. During your masters, you learn ethical standards and professional conduct. So at the end of the day, it's just you telling them the information again, what you think about it. If you even feel they should add more, like conversations like that. And number three, ability to apply theory to practice. Now I'm going to tell you this: when you're doing your internship, okay, there's going to be a lot you will learn, right? And the first thing I learned during my internship is to do away with my judgmental mindset. In school, they'll teach you the theory, okay, when to pause, when to ask questions, when to come in, how to not be controlling or domineering. You will learn a lot. And so you will also be asked to share that knowledge. Like, how can you now apply the theory learned in school to a reality setting? So you have to be ready to answer these questions. Now, insurance of license. Okay, if you're successful, you'll be issued a license to practice as a clinical psychologist or a clinical health psychologist in Ghana, depending on your educational background. Because I completed UCC, I am a clinical health psychologist. Now, for those who have completed University of Ghana Legon, the educational background is clinical psychologist, so they become clinical psychologists, and your name will be entered in the GPC register of practitioners. And every year this is updated because there are a number of people who portray themselves as clinical psychologists and they are not, and they may be offering the wrong services to people. All right. Number six, maintenance of registration and renewal. That is your license, right? You need to, number one, attend CPD, that is continuous professional development courses or seminars or workshops. These are points you need to earn. They are like credits that will support your renewal, all right? And you need to adhere to professional ethics and code of conduct. I want to emphasize on this again. If you do not apply theory to practice and you mess up, your license will be taken from you. And I don't know how long you're going to fight the battle, okay? Because it's already a long battle becoming a clinical health psychologist or a clinical psychologist or a mental health professional. So you need to always revive, go back to the drawing board and read again, so that you can always be on check. In summary, this is what you need in order to get licensed. You need a degree in psychology or a related field. Number two, you need to complete a master's or an MPhil in clinical health psychology or clinical psychology or a related field. Number three, 1 year internship, okay, at a registered health facility or anywhere else you want to specialize. Number four, you need to apply to GPC with your important documents attached to it. You need to pay also some fee for your documentation and licensing. Number six, licensing interview, okay, or some places they write exams. Number seven, obtain your license. Number eight, renew your license with continuous professional development every year. If you have any questions, you can write them in the comments. I wait to hear from you. Bye.